Meanwhile, Diane walked over to the nurse and asked her to make some meals for them. The nurse took the resources from the storeroom and prepared 4 plates of food. The food was really delicious and they felt much better and ready to continue. "Hey, this is like a game indeed. I'm not tired anymore." Tessy was surprised when her fatigue disappeared. She didn't have to sleep. "The same for me," Daniel nodded. "Thanks, miss." Tessy turned to the nurse before she stepped forward. They walked out of the playroom, turned right and opened the door Eric had told them about. After a short connecting corridor, they found themselves in a large circular room. It had to be a tower. Arrows on the floor led them to an iron lattice. The lattice was locked and there was no keyhole there. "Hey, how do we open the lattice?" Tessy looked around to find a lever or something similar. "Look," she pointed at 4 colored switches on their left. Thomas ran over to the switches and stopped. "Which one? Red, yellow, green, or blue?" "Try out every one of them," Daniel replied quickly while standing at the lattice. "Okay." Thomas switched on the red switch and Daniel tried the lattice. Nothing happened. The 3 other switches also didn't do anything. "Stop, boys. We have to think of them. It is like a code. Let's look for a clue first." Diane stopped Daniel. "Where should we find it?" "What about the library?" Diane sighed. "Let's ask the librarian." They turned back and wanted to go back when 2 big bats emerged from a hole on the ceiling. One of them aimed at Diane, the second one on Thomas. Diane stumbled and fell back onto her diapered bottom. She realized she was sitting on a wet and warm pillow. She had peed herself and wasn't aware of it. However, she reacted quickly, jumped up and hit the beast. Thomas felt his diaper getting warm. The bat made him pee just like the blue rat did it earlier. He also reacted quickly and Daniel joined the attack. Tessy hesitated for a short moment, but she also overcame her fear. Minutes later, the bats collapsed on the ground and the party proceeded towards the library. However, their diapers were wet and they had to stop in the nursery. After the diaper change and a short stop at the playroom, they entered the library again. This time Diane turned to the librarian. "Miss, could you tell us where we would find some clues? We got stuck on a puzzle." "Of course, little girl. Go to the first aisle on your right and to the middle shelf." "Thanks, miss." Diane smiled at the librarian and headed in the given direction. The party stopped in front of the shelf and started searching. "Look," Daniel showed them a book. "Daniel, you are good." Diane kissed him instinctively. "Let's have a look." Daniel opened the book. "It definitely is a challenge." Tessy shook her head. "What does it mean?" "Don't lose hope," Thomas replied. "It can't be that difficult. Let's look at the pictures. The first one is the locked lattice. To unlock it, we need to decipher the clue." "Okay, what about the spikes?" Daniel looked at Thomas. "We probably will find them later." "And the nurse and diaper?" "Sorry, no idea. There is a nurse in the nursery though."